Okay, thank you very much. My name is Apoy Vereta. I'm from Faculty of Dairy Processing Technology. So, last time we have one video related with introduction to dairy chemistry in relation with course description, course objective, and course outline. So, I briefly explain this important part of the course. So, based on the course content, so the first chapter of this course is introduction to dairy chemistry. So, as much as possible, I will briefly present some important issues in this introductory remark. So, let me begin with the definition of a few words. The first one is dairy. So, dairy is a place where milk and meat products are produced. So, anything linked with milk and meat product is we call it dairy. It could be related with processing, it could be related with marketing, or it could be related with handling of milk and meat product. So this is a kind of general term, so instead of specific term. So when we come to specific definition, like milk, so milk is a complex biological fluid. So milk is not a kind of ordinary fluid. So rather it is a very complex biological fluid because it consists of 100,000 molecules in different state of dispersion. Some of them are found in immersion like milk, some of them are found in suspension like casein, some of them are found in true solution like lactose and sugar, especially lactose and minerals we didn't find in separate form. That's why they are forming solution. So the particle size are very small. So that's why forming true solution. So milk is secreted from mammary gland of female mammal. So later on I will come to how to work this mammary gland of cattle. So the primary purpose of milk produced from this female mammary gland is to provide nutrient for this newborn calf. So especially the nutrient contain water, fat, protein, lactose, minerals and vitamin. All those are necessary, especially early life, in order to meet the energy as well as the protein and water requirement of calf. So when it comes to total milk solid, so at the name implies all the solid content found in milk is we call it total milk solid, meaning fat plus solid not fat. So when it comes to solid not fat, as we call it SNF, so it is the total solid minus the fat content. So the remaining components are milk protein, lactose and minerals. So the three components are considered as solid not fat. So when we talk about solid not fat, we stick with these three important major components of milk. So when you come to plasma or skim milk, so the equivalent name of plasma is skim milk. Sometimes skim milks are used instead of plasma. Plasma is instead of skim milk interchangeably, so possible to use the word interchangeably. So milk minus fat is we call it skim milk. So especially in order to standardize different milk product, it is possible to remove some amount of fat depending on standard removed from milk. That process we call it skim milk. So it could be achieved by gravitational technique or that of centrifugal separation. Especially the latter one is efficient than the previous gravitational techniques. So the fat remaining in buttermilk is high in case of gravitational technique. So centrifugal separator is more efficient. So at the same time, it is possible to separate milk in fresh state. So the previous one is meaning the gravitational technique is usually the milk should be fermented for kind of 24 hours or 36 hours. 24 up to 36 hours. So when it comes to serum, so that we call it whey. So the equivalent name of this whey is that we call it serum. So the plasma minus the casein measles. So in general, when the protein and especially when we talk about proteins, a major protein that we call it casein measles, and fats are removed from milk. So the remaining product we call it whey. So I think of course it's not only definition key term for this course, but this one is commonly we can find across the chapter. So later on I will try to define some important term in each portion of the course as necessary. So when it comes to the first portion of this course overview production, so I will give you some important insight related with milk production of our world. So milk is the most produced and valuable agricultural commodity. So milk is a very important agricultural commodity. So at the same time it is perishable. So it's impossible to move one country to another country rather than processed product. So milk is the most produced. Wherever we go, we can find milk. So the only difference is the source of milk. Some country, majority of the milk is produced from cattle. So the other significant portion of the milk is also produced from that of buffalo, goat, sheep, and camels. So in general, 75% of milk is produced, especially in case of sub-Saharan Africa, is from cattle. But the case is a bit lower in case of Asia. So the contribution of cattle or cow milk in Asia is around 60%, meaning the contribution of other livestock like buffalo, goat, sheep, and camels is significant, which is nearly half of milk production of this continent is from this group of animals. Especially the contribution of buffalo is very, very, very high. So one of the most important differences, especially in case of developed country like Latin America and other developed country, majority of milk is produced from cattle. It's possible to say entirely milk is produced from cattle, meaning the proportion is insignificant if you look at America alone. If you look at the global share of milk production, yeah, cattle come first. Nearly 83% of milk is produced from cattle. So the remaining is buffalo, goat, sheep, and camels. So the combination of these four livestock species are contributed, which is nearly 70% of world milk production. But contribution of buffalo in Asia is very high. But the cases may not be as such in case of Africa. So if you look at Ethiopia, of course, still in Ethiopia, majority of milk is produced from Iranian cow, but the contribution of camel is very significant. If you look at CAC 2020 and 2021, nearly 2 billion liters of milk is produced from camel, while around 4.69 billion liters are from cow milk. So the contribution of especially goat and sheep is very insignificant, but still some place, especially goat in the sheep in the highland areas and goat in the lowland areas, some amount of milk is also produced from this animal. But yeah, Ethiopia, yeah, totally milk is not sourced from buffaloes. So when it comes to total milk production in our world, if you look at 2021 data space, I have taken this information from FAO. So I think FAO every year project the total amount of milk production in our world. So based on that information, our world produced 928 billion liters. So if we look at continent-wise, so Asia comes first, followed by Europe and North America. So Asia, 398 billion liters liters of milk are produced from Asia. Look how much milk is produced from Asia. Followed by Europe. So the contribution of Europe is also very high, but a combination of 27 countries. So when it comes to North America, so the contribution of USA is very high. So these are, I think, the three important continent milk is produced in our world. But simply for comparison purpose, it doesn't mean that Africa come to the three countries next to these three continents. So Ethiopia, Africa is the lowest milk producing region in the world. Yeah, because only the contribution of Africa is nearly 49 billion liters. So if you look at the contribution of Ethiopia for Africa as well as for the rest world, it is insignificant when compared with the potential numbers of the animal. So because of a lot of constraint, whether it could be a technical or non-technical constraint, so the production of milk in Ethiopia is very less. So especially majority of the breed is indigenous breeds. So indigenous breed have of course their own merits, but the contribution of milk is very low because the reproductive and productive performance of this animal is very low. It's not comparable with exotic animals. So unless and otherwise, the country exhaustively working on the breeding improvement, so the country may not be self-sufficient. So that's why Ethiopia import too much amount of milk product from abroad. So in order to meet these high demands of milk. So if you look at the top three milk producing countries, so I think India, USA, and China, these are the three top milk producing country in our world. So if you look at these 3 countries, the total number of animals is also very high. So if you look at India, out of 398 billion little, almost 207 billions of meters of milk are produced from this India. So USA is 110 billion liters, China is 32 billion. So of course, so this amount of equivalent amount of milk is also produced in like Germany and France. So anyways, these are the 3 top milk producing countries. So China is one of the emerging country in terms of milk production. Probably in the next few decades, so China will take probably these 2 countries because number of commercial farms are increasing, productivity of the farms are also increasing. So because of this reason, maybe the government gave an attention for the sector. So because of this reason, probably the milk production will be high. So if you look at the cattle population, so unfortunately, India, Brazil, China, and USA are heavily populated countries. At the same time, they are top ranked in terms of milk production. Sometimes, number of cattle may not be a guarantee to produce more amount of milk. So a very good example is Ethiopia. So Ethiopia holds 70 million cattle, but the milk production is insignificant. So of course, the country projected to produce probably 28 billion at the end of 2030. So there are a lot of activities need to be indicated in the dairy development strategy plan of probably for 10 years. So if it could be successful, so that is also it's a good breakthrough to enhance the productivity of the sector. So otherwise, still the demand is very high. The milk production is lagging behind this high demand. So that's why Ethiopia is stick with to import different amount of high amount of dairy product from different countries. Okay, thank you very much. I think for today, I think this is enough. So next time we'll begin another topic related with a milk creation.